Hi, in this tutorial, I will quickly be going over everything you need to know about adding an animated sprite 2D into Godot using a Spritesheet. Start by opening a new scene, a 2D scene, and adding an animated sprite 2D node under your main root node. We go over to the inspector, open our animation. Over here under sprite frames, click on empty and create new sprite frames. Click that, and it should open up your sprite frames editor on your taskbar. Click on the grid button and select the sprite sheet that you would like to edit. Press open, and as you'll see, the sprite sheet, it opens a new window where you're able to edit each frame set in these rectangles. My animations are divided into 4 rows. The first row having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames, meaning that the horizontal division needs to be set to 8. You need to select the frames you would like to add to your first animation. For me, it's going to be the stop row, and press add however many frames you need to add. This will immediately add your sprite into the center of your scene, and when you press play, you'll notice the animation immediately starts to play. There are many other settings that you might need to play around with. If you're using a pixel art character, then you might need to go over here into your texture setting and set the filter mode to nearest. For me, this is not going to change anything. However, in your case, it might help with showing the pixelation effect properly. Finally, you've got many other options for control to edit this animation. For example, the frames per second, which is how fast your animation is going to play. So if I set this to 10 frames per second, you'll notice that the animation suddenly starts to play much faster as each frame, every second, more frames are played. So you can play around with this and set it to whatever number you feel like is appropriate for your animation. Additionally, you can select frames individually and edit their duration independently. So for example, if I wish that my animation lingers on frame number 2 over here for longer, then I can set the duration to 2. And you'll notice it slightly pauses every time it reaches frame number 2. Next, if you want to add another animation to this character, you need to go over here to the button, the leftmost button, or press Ctrl N. And this is going to add a new animation. Let's name this one Angry Walk. And we can rename the first by double clicking to Walk. So here it's currently still empty. So we go back to pressing our Add Frames button. Again, select the same sprite sheet. Set the settings to much like before. And then once again, select the frames you would like to add. Add the frames, and then you'll notice this animation is playing. It's important that whatever you name these animations is how you're going to be able to reference them later in your code. So it's typically better to keep this more visible and to add a underscore where you use spaces. And keep in mind that capitalization will matter for how you reference it in your code. So to add a script and play the animation in our scene, let's add a new script to our character. Just create a simple function on ready, and then write play Angry Walk. So select whatever animation you'd like to play. Make sure to save your scene and drag this into our scene. Set it into our scene. Press play. And then you'll notice it plays whatever animation we want it to play. Hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.